Hi there, and welcome back to another exciting week of my model horse collection. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shelves in, the end of the 7th shelf, and we're on to a mess of stablemates. Thought about this a little bit. I'm not going to go through each one. I really need a better display and probably need to thin the herd a little bit. But I'll try and go through some of the highlights and give you guys some hints and tips and let you know which ones are the collectible ones. So let's move in just a little bit. I'm going to start over here on the left. Up here at the front, the easy part, these keychains are all from the original Breyer Fests. So back in when Breyer Fest first started, all you got was the Breyer Fest celebration horse. Then gradually they started adding on special runs, and these little keychains are some of the first special runs. I think the blues, the yellows, the blacks, and the clears were some of the first. They only made a couple hundred of them, and then they proved to be pretty popular. So they started with all the little foals, and then they moved on to some of the big guys. So they have the stablemate, Arabian mares, some of the drafters, the saddlebreds in different colors. And so they were a really fun little addition. Then the special runs went bonkers, and we started to see a lot more up to today, where we have our own special runs and special run tent times and all that fun stuff. But this is kind of the origin of the Breyer Fest special runs, with some of these little keychain stablemates. I was there for all of them, and it was a challenge. You had to stand in line in the heat just like today, but back in those days, the quantities were much higher that you could buy. You could buy sometimes 6 of each piece, so you never knew if you were going to actually get any of the special runs, no matter how long you stood in line. So I much prefer the new system. So let's see. There in the background we have one of the original stablemates. So this guy in the black box, he's the Breyer Silky Sullivan in the 1976 blister pack. They're pretty hard to find in the original 1976 cards. And so he's pretty special to be in that original black packaging with the original Breyer stablemates. Miniature trading and collecting series made by Breyer Animal Creations. So that was a fun piece. This guy is fun. He is Hear Me Roar from the San Diego special event, and they were a little special that everybody that attended got. He's painted, he's the running stablemate, painted to look like a lion, so he's really fun. He's one of my favorites. And then we have just a bunch of guys. This one's fun. I actually didn't attend this event. It was a Breyer Fest special run. It was for the mod squad, and you could stay at night and you could watch a movie, and you got this as a little gift for coming to the movie. I wasn't able to attend the movie, but I did trade with somebody to get him because I like the stablemates and I love the little keychains. Then this little guy is interesting. See if I can grab him. This is the Warm Blood in porcelain. He was a special run also for Breyer Fest a couple of years ago. They did 2 of them in porcelain, this one and the saddlebred. I think these are considered G2 molds, and they didn't make a lot of them, and a lot of them broke, so they're pretty scarce and hard to come by. And I'm going to put mine back a little later because that's an awkward spot to put him back in. This guy is also a Breyer special run from one of their special events. I think his name's Moon Pie. He's the loping horse in a glossy bay pinto. And let's see, he was probably from the Chicago special event, Chicago or New Jersey, I don't remember which one, but he's really fun and he shows really well too. He's a nice mold. Let's see. As you can see, there's lots. Oh, there in the back, that's a Sears special run box, the Sears number 2258. That was a Sears Christmas special run. So he goes with this little guy here, the Bay Saddlebred. So the Bay Saddlebred is no great shakes by himself, but with that box, that makes him very collectible. And we're going to domino. This is going to be awkward with my left hand. So I'll just move on. Oh, the guy standing on the box back there is from the Silver Jubilee 2014 special run in silver. Then we have a couple of the white Stablemate boxes. Those are the second series of blister card Stablemates. So first we had the black on blister card, then we had the whites on blister card. So those again aren't easy to come by, and you can see their original prices haven't gone up much. We paid $2.75 back in the 70s, and I think I'm paying $3 and $4 now for the Stablemates, so that's a pretty decent price. Got some of the drafters, got some of the Arabians. Over here in the corner, the quarter horse mare is a very difficult mold to come by, and having her in the Palomino and the buckskin is pretty cool. Then the two jumpers, the one jumper was a Vintage Club special run, and then the big guy is from the Artist series. He was done after one of the Frederick Remington paintings. So I'm sure there's a lot more fun stuff in here, but I don't want to dig into them too deep. I can see that little pony in there. He's a porcelain. And I think in the back there, that Clydesdale Shire is a porcelain. Little scratching foal. I think the Appaloosa rearing horse back there was a Collectors Club or Vintage Club special run. I love the little thoroughbreds standing and laying down foals, so I think I have just about most of them. And a couple of these are from the original release of the G2 Stablemates. So that little mule, the Appaloosa, the little Andalusian that's kind of leaning over now, and the warm blood there. I think those were all the special new introduction of the G2 Stablemates. They were made in Tenite, which is a much nicer plastic, much more forgiving and less breakable than the new styrene plastic. So those are pretty cool. So that was just a quick little run through of the Stablemates. I have a lot more Stablemates to come, and hope you enjoyed. Sorry it was a bit awkward, but we'll continue on next week. We've got a bunch of lamps, so that'll be fun. Join me then, and thank you.